Hi, good morning from Colorado to day two of healing physical challenges. Yesterday we talked about setting goals and achieving goals, and today we are talking about physical challenges and some of the things that come up around those physical challenges. Just want to make sure my sound is okay. If you pop on and you can't hear me, um, just type in the chat. Yesterday my texts weren't coming through, the chat wasn't coming through. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on my phone so I can see the comments, hopefully, today. Not sure why it's not working. So anyway, welcome. So we're talking about physical challenges, and I'm just going to try to chat for a few minutes until a few more people pop on. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to go ahead and play with Doreen Virtue's, which deck do I have today? Magical Messages from the Fairies. So really pretty deck. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle those up and pull a couple cards around this idea of health challenges. And as I'm doing this, welcome everyone who's popping on. And again, I'm not sure what's up with my end, but the chat isn't coming up. But go ahead and type in the comments, please. Say hello, and I'm going to try to look at the comments on my phone. So let's see what we get. Okay, this one jumped out. Okay, so easy does it. Stop trying so hard to control everything and all the doors will open for you. Really pretty card. I'm just going to check on these comments here, see if I'm getting anything. Okay, I see Seema. Hi, Seema. Thanks for popping in today. And I'm going to pull one more card, and then I'll start talking a little bit about what some of the people posted in the group in terms of their challenges. Okay, let's try that one. Dietary change. Improve your diet and your life will also improve. Well, I know I've been working on this, and sometimes it's really challenging to have a good diet with what's available to us in our stores, easily accessible and affordable. Okay, well, thank you for joining in today. And if you'd like to type in the chat anything that you would like to work on, or at least just jot it down or think about it. So I think one of the things that I mentioned in the group is that I've been really healthy for the most part, most of my life. I've been very blessed. And the last couple of years, I've been challenged with a particular thing. And I suppose, you know, as a person gets a little bit older, sometimes we have more challenges, but I try not to buy into that. Anyway, so I've had a little frustration, and, you know, I posted that frustration, you know, how frustrating I felt. And I'm sure a lot of you have had health challenges that have been frustrating too. In fact, I think that word was in every single post that people posted in the group. Frustration about, you know, this is going on and that's going on, and feeling frustrated about it. So frustration is probably one of the big things that we can work on clearing today. And thank you for all the little hearts. It's kind of fun to watch. So some of the things that were posted in the group, let's see if I find the right notes. So fear, failure, and frustration. And I suppose, you know, that fear, just kind of we can all kind of tune into that. You know, our body does go into fear when it's sick. You know, it immediately, you know, oftentimes it feels like it's going to, you know, that's the end, because our bodies do die. We continue on, but when our bodies get sick or hurt, there is that fear around the body dying. And the body's, the more I've gone through life, the more I realize that the body has its own awareness, its own consciousness, its own intelligence. It actually has its own soul, so to speak. There's a body soul. That's part of our three-part being. So fear, and then failure, and frustration. So the three F's. We can probably all relate to that a little bit. And then the next person wrote frustration. Like I said, frustration, I think, was in every post, around fibromyalgia and arthritis pain. So pain can really, really wear us down. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute here. And then someone else wrote frustration again, and around dealing with diabetes, and also being a little frustrated with the traditional Western medical approach to taking care of that. So I'm just going to check here and see if the comments are coming through on here. And I just see a couple. Let me just take a look. Hey, Deirdre. Okay. So if you would like to share in the chat anything that in particular that you want to focus on in terms of physical health challenges, or it could be health challenges, it could be maybe challenges with losing or gaining weight, or developing more strength, or whatever. So go ahead and just type that in the chat if you would. Sorry, I'm just checking something. And if not, just go ahead and get that in your mind. And let's take a moment to just close our eyes and just get a little bit grounded and centered before I start to do this clearing. Just give yourself a couple of nice deep breaths. Just allowing that breath to flow in and out of your lungs. Bringing your energy, attention, and awareness into the body, where it can do the most good in present time. And I've probably said this 100,000 times, but the easiest way to find present time is to be in your body, to come back to your body. And that's where we have the most power to generate and create change in this physical world, is in present time in our bodies. We can create all we want outside the body, and we do. But if we don't bring it in, it's not going to show up, and it's not going to manifest in the physical world. So just go ahead and send your body some love and appreciation. We all, I'm sure, tend to focus on what our body's not doing oftentimes, rather than all the amazing things it is doing. So I'm reminding myself, and I'm reminding all of us, to focus more on what's working instead of what's not working. In fact, I was listening to an Abraham Hicks audio on YouTube yesterday. And what they were saying is, if you have 10 things going on in your life, and if only one of them is going the way you would like it to go, if you focus on that one thing that's going well and going the way you would like it to go, take your attention off all the stuff that's not working, those other 9 things are going to start to fall into place and are going to start working also. So that whole concept of focusing on the positive, focusing on what you would like, and focusing on gratitude is really, really powerful. And I think we can all, think of times in our life when we were really, really happy, and things were going well, and it seems like the more things go well, the everything else just starts to go well. It's kind of like it's a self-perpetuating cycle, and then we all have probably experienced the opposite, where things were just going really terribly, and then it gets worse, and it gets worse, and it gets worse. So where you put your attention is where your energy goes. And there's that saying, energy flows where your attention goes, and it's really very true. So as you're breathing and saying hello to your body, just imagine connecting that root chakra at the base of your spine to some kind of image that feels strong and conductive to you. I like to use a big tree. So connect that image to your root chakra through your intention imagination, and then let it extend all the way down into the center of the earth. And just decide that grounding is going to begin to help you to release all this energy that you've saved up for just this point in time. Help you to release all this energy around health and healing. So I'm going to go ahead and start the clearing process. And I'm just going to strengthen everyone's grounding, even though you just grounded yourself. And I'm going to strengthen your midline so that it's easier for you to just begin to easily delete and release these energies. So just let all that stuff that I mentioned in the beginning, especially all that frustration, kind of bubble to the surface. And anything in particular that you would like to focus on releasing in this process this morning. And I'm going to begin deleting everything on the emotional level, especially all of that frustration, fear, failure, and resistance. Just deleting anything on the emotional levels, especially deleting anything related to, feeling like I'm a failure because I can't heal myself, feeling like my feeling guilty, feeling sad, all those low level feelings, just deleting all of that. And as I'm doing this deletion, this clearing, I just wrote down a couple questions beforehand that I'm just going to throw out that you can kind of just, ponder as I'm doing this. So what is your body and the symptoms it has trying to tell you? You don't necessarily have to have an answer for that, but just kind of put it out there, and maybe, things will come to you over the next few days or so. And the other one I was thinking is, what if we quit resisting and trying to get rid of our symptoms, our whatever our diagnosis is, whatever description we have? What if we just let it be and let it be okay instead of trying to get rid of it? So I'm going to continue on, and I'm going to release anything on the mental levels. Just deleting all those stories your mind tells you, deleting everything on the conscious levels and the unconscious, subconscious levels related to these challenges around healing the physical body. So I'm noticing a lot of energy releasing around the heart area. And I'm going to delete everything related to these physical challenges that are connected to the collective consciousness, all that stuff out there of, I have this label, I have this diagnosis, so, this is what this means, this is what that means. So just disconnecting everyone from that collective consciousness so that you can have your own experience and not get sucked into and buy into what they say, whoever they are. And as that process is happening, it just feels like it just got really quiet for me on my end here. Disconnecting from all that noise. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and delete everything on the social levels. So anything related to social media, television, movies, books, anything related to all of that, deleting all those influences down to zero. And again, just being aware of that grounding cord and remembering to breathe and help this energy just simply and easily go down the grounding cord. Knowing that you can just let it go. Sometimes I like to imagine a big hand scooping up energy in my, like an energetic hand scooping up energy out of my space. And then I just open my hand and just drop it down that grounding cord. Okay, so now I'm going to delete anything on the environmental levels. So anything in your environment that is contributing to your health challenges. Deleting anything and everything in your environment. Deleting any energies around. So I'm just getting like things that we have in our environment that we don't really love, don't really like, might even have negative memories around it. So I'm just deleting those energies, and just what's coming up for me to just throw out here is if there's something that's in your living environment especially, or your working environment that doesn't make you happy when you look at it, you might want to consider, moving it out of your environment, because if we have something that we're keeping for some obligatory reasons, or somebody that we're no longer on good terms with gave it to us, but we like the thing, sometimes it pulls in those negative emotions and those negative energies. So anyway, you might do a little space clearing. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and clear anything on the physical levels. So anything on the actual physical body levels, the genetic levels, the DNA levels. So clearing the energy of any predispositions to being, for your physical body to be susceptible to particular illnesses or symptoms. Just clearing all of that. Deleting the energy from the cellular levels. All the tissues of the body, any place that energy is being held. And I'm deleting anything on the spiritual levels. So any past life energies that may be contributing to your physical challenges in present time. Deleting all vows, oaths, contracts, agreements that you've had to suffer in any time or place or space. And I'm deleting anything related to spiritual dogma that might have given you that concept or taught you, even on a subconscious level, that it's noble to suffer. So deleting all of that energy down to zero. Okay, so now I'm going to delete anything and everything on the psychic and empathic levels. So as a sensitive person, anything you might have picked up psychically, empathically, anything you might have taken on that isn't yours, that may be causing disruptions in your energy flow and contributing to your physical challenges, deleting all of that down to zero. And I'm deleting anything related to entities. So any discarnate spirits, any alien beings that might be interfering with you, any energetic beings of any sort that are not being mindful and having good etiquette and invading your space a little bit, deleting all of that energy and the pictures that that energy came in on. And I'm deleting any energetic implants that no longer serve you and may be negatively affecting you. And I'm going to delete any other reasons, sources, causes, or conditions that weren't covered in those other categories. Just deleting all that residual energy that's ready to release now, down to 0. I'm going to go ahead and delete any fear and resistance to change, especially on the body level, where the body is a little bit afraid to let go. So deleting any energy that's causing the body to hold on. And deleting another level of fear and resistance to change. Okay, so go ahead and check in with yourself. And I forgot to ask you to see how intense that energy was when we started. But you might want to check in now and see where it is, 10 being the most intense. Hopefully it's getting closer to the lower level of the scale, closer to 0. So I'm going to go ahead and strengthen everybody's grounding, connection to the earth, connection to their body, strengthen your midline again. And I'm going to delete everyone's mind from wanting to bring things back to the way they were. Don't worry, you'll have access to your mind. And I'm going to delete your body from trying to recreate old patterns of being. Really, that deleting your mind is just kind of turning down your analyzer. And I'm going to help everyone bring in their own energy, filling you up with your own life force energy, bringing in all the energy and information and awareness that you would like to have at this point in time to fill in all those spaces that have been created from releasing all that energy that you just released. All right, so give yourself a couple of nice deep breaths and open your eyes when you're ready. I've got a couple comments. Oh, I've got a few more comments here. So yeah, I'd love to know how you're doing, how you're feeling, how that worked. Releasing weight, yeah, it's something that we often all would like to do. Okay, clearing eczema in left leg and ankle. Couple surgeries. Oh, okay. Strengthen muscles. All right, sorry these didn't come through beforehand, but whatever you held in mind, and my intention, that was what everyone was wanting to clear would be cleared. So how's everyone feeling? Do you feel like you had some diminishing? Okay, now around 8, I see. Okay. All right, 10, it was 10 to start with. Okay. Well, that's some improvement. Every little bit helps, right? All right. Well, I'm not quite finished, but I just want to say thank you for joining me here live, or if you listen to the replay. I had invited people to invite people to the group, and for each person that was that they invited, they would get an entry into a drawing for a 20-minute session with me. But there was nobody yesterday, so there's no drawing today. So if you want to get in that drawing to get a 20-minute session, just invite, one or two people. Each person you invite, you get an entry. So I'm going to be doing this is a 4-day series that I'm doing. So I'm going to be doing another one of these tomorrow. And we're going to be talking about finances, money, something that I think we all like to have some work done on. And I think we can always improve no matter how much progress we're making. It's like there's always more energy to clear. And we can always be more open and more aligned with receiving more money and prosperity. So I'm just checking my comments here. And hopefully by tomorrow I'll get this sorted out. All right, well, I'll wait a minute to see if there's anything anyone else wants to say. If not, we'll go ahead and wind up for today, and I'll see you tomorrow at the same time, and we'll do some work on finances and prosperity. Okay. All right, well, have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.